Shalom, shalom, shalom to the Hebrews spread abroad to the four corners of the earth. Sitting outside today under this hot Texas sun. Skies are completely clear, not even seeing any chemtrails about. It's super hot out here, man. If y'all live in the South, anywhere really, y'all know how hot it's been lately. It ain't by accident, I'll tell you that much. It ain't by accident. And he's beaming down and getting ready to change the composition of this earth. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but it's gonna change regardless. Hayah, our creator, is looking to set things right. The world is corrupted. The world is wicked. There's a lot of evil running about. This whole thing with the C virus, we'll call it, since you'll get instantly flagged on YouTube for talking about it. But this thing, after the summer, so this summer, after everything that happened last year, this summer has been about lulling people back to sleep. And they kind of wanted to let everybody get loose after spending a whole year cooped up in their houses and going through all these crazy COVID rules and restrictions. And the idea is to, one, make you miss what you were used to. Two, slowly introduce it back to you, kind of piecemeal it to you with incentives. So using we'll call it the C shot, for instance. Using that to kind of say, oh, you can, if you get the shot, you can go back and do what you love. You can go eat at restaurants and work out at the gym, and you can go to work, and you can do this, and you can do that. And, a lot of people lined up in droves to get those shots just to be able to go do that stuff. And then there are a lot of us who didn't take the shot, who were taking advantage of the fact that, you can just go around and it's, you don't have to wear a mask. If someone asks you if you've taken the vaccine, you just tell them, yeah, I've taken the vaccine, and they can't say anything otherwise, right? It's like, until they start requiring the papers, which is what we're going to get into, but they start requiring those papers, it's going to get bad. But I want you to have a little bit of fun this summer, because once wintertime comes back around, they're going to pull that plug again. Because flu season is going to start back up. People are going to be getting sick, and it's going to be looking and feeling and sounding real bad out here. And they're going to tie it to this Delta variant and this Lambda variant and all the other variants they're going to come up with and keep moving the goalposts, because those with eyes to see know that it's all a farce. This is their plan to try to exact as much control as they can over human life. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what to say at this point. You're not in control of your life. You are, but if you're living or trying to live within this system, you don't have control over it. I hear a lot of people talking about making investments, doing things to build up in the kingdom or build up in Babylon, getting rich, and just all these crazy aspirations of, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I love hearing people talking about the future and their plans and anything positive with regards to improving their lives. But, I just want people to remember that this economy is really fragile, and it could crash at any moment, and it could crash at just one headline. What happens when they hit the news with coronavirus cases are spiking. There's a new Eclair variant or some dumb variant that is now undetectable, and it spreads 10 times faster, and the vaccines don't catch it, and you need to get 10 more booster shots, and now you have to wear 8 masks, and now you have to do this, and now you have to do that. Do you see how ridiculous it is? Never has there been any kind of virus like that, or like, like this in the history of mankind. Now, even if you were to, take their word for it, um, you just have to think about, I guess you just have to think about, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of some kind of analogy. Yeah, just think about it, right? It's just like, whenever it looks like we're doing good with this thing, and look, as soon as I start talking, like 3 airplanes just fly overhead, man. Calls noise campaign. It's not saying that they were specifically told to come fly over my house while I'm speaking so they can interrupt my flow, but you know how we do it. You know how we be thinking. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna keep moving the goalposts, because y'all don't realize, man, each time something new happens with this pandemic, there's a moment of fear, there's a moment of reactionary, there's a reactionary moment, and then there's a moment of kind of just like, okay, what's next? Because people get fatigued about this whole thing after a while, right? Each phase, there's going to be a period of fatigue at the end, where people are just tired of all the different, the all of the conflicting information, all of the changing details and goals, and all of the different directives, things like that. And so at that point, people start getting kind of rowdy again. And then the cycle just refreshes itself. There's a new variant. There are more hospitalizations. There are more deaths. This variant, you can't catch it. You can't detect it. They start making up these things now that it's tough to tell whether you have it or not. It's like, I don't feel sick at all. Actually, I feel the healthiest I've felt ever in life. And yet you're telling me that I could still have the virus and never know it. No symptoms, nothing, just, and then if I get tested for it and I have it, you want me to quarantine for 2 weeks, you want me to take that damn vaccine and do this and do that, and then I could still catch it, and then if I get the vaccine and all that, I could still transmit it. And then so it's like, what's the point of even doing any of it, right? I'm gonna just keep telling you over and over again, okay, you have to do this now because this is happening. Like, if y'all don't see the pattern by now, I don't know what to say, honestly. Because ultimately, like I said, the goal is to kind of just make you miss. I made you miss what you used to love. And they brought it back for a time, right? Isn't that what the saying goes? It's absence makes the heart grow fonder. And so when you're absent from the things that you love and the people that you love and the thing, just the way of life that you're used to, and you want nothing more than to get that back, they know that most people, 9 times out of 10, are going to do anything they can to get that back. And so this is kind of like it's kind of like this gradual ramp up, crescendoing into the moment that it's no longer going to be, anyone's choice. All these places where coronavirus is spiking is going to prompt, say, the UN and all the member states to want to enforce a global lockdown, especially if it coincides with some sort of economic activity, which may or may not be introduced by the lockdown itself. It could be a whole other event, but that could also be a determining factor. And the timing, not just the timing of it, but also the motivation behind it. And so, because they know, or anybody who pays attention to the economy should know that the economy has been failing for a long time now. They just kind of dress it up nicely and keep patching it up with these different actions, these different moves they make, such as the Fed printing more money and all the different things that they do to quote unquote fix the economy. Fixing the economy is nothing more than because as you know, we're indebted to China, and that's another story for another day. But fixing the economy is just they're just delaying bills and forcing more work out of people for less money. That's the only way that they're going to be able to catch up and fix anything. And so when you realize that you don't actually, on paper anyway, you don't actually own your own existence, which is crazy to me, right? It's like the Crown of England. Your birth certificate is basically a contract that says you belong to the Crown of England. Okay? I need y'all to research that. If y'all don't believe that, I don't care. I no longer care about what people think about what I'm saying, because I've researched it. I know it to be the truth. And these truths are in plain sight. You can find them in official documents, such as like the different details about the C shot. You know what it actually does. A lot of the stuff I would say about what it actually does and how it could actually affect you would sound like conspiracy theorist garbage to those who think in that mind frame, who think all conspiracy theories are just the wiles of a crazy person. But they're actually telling you this stuff on their own website. So how can it be a conspiracy theory when they're telling you exactly what it is and what it does? It's not a theory. It's them telling you their plans, which, according to the laws of this universe, they have to, eventually, one way or another. And so you have so many people in denial about what is actually going on, what is actually in that shot. And people not understanding why they took the shot in the first place. They just know that someone told them there was a threat and that this shot would fix the threat. That's dangerous. It's dangerous that so many people would go for that. And there's so many other things that people are very, 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 very contentious on. Like some of the most petty things I have ever heard, man. But for something that could be life-changing, not just from a physical standpoint, obviously there are concerns with short-term and long-term health impact of the C shot. I personally will never take it. Whether, no matter what you believe about it's whether it's dangerous or not. The fact that it was made so fast, it's so new. There's so much still to learn about it and how it affects our bodies. But you just lined up to take it with no resistance. Just give me the shot. I want to get back to my old life. That's exactly what they want. They want you to want the shot. They want you to want that life back so bad that you will just line up and do whatever they tell you. And that's part of that whole control freak mechanism. Because when these variants start spiking back up in the winter, and they enact global lockdowns, global travel restrictions again, and this time they're not going to ask, and it's not going to be some temporary thing, because the unrest about around all of it, not even just the coronavirus, but just other things in general, the unrest surrounding the current world affairs, that's going to come to a head. It's going to come to a boiling point, and force. It's going to force them to, and they want this. They want this to happen. It's going to force them to want to control people's actions, because they're going to create this narrative that people don't know how to. People don't know how to listen. They want to create this narrative that people don't know what's best for them and what's in their best interest. They don't know how to take care of themselves, and they're going to use the coronavirus statistics to do so. And then you're already seeing there's going to be there's going to be contention among everyone. There's going to be the crowd who desperately wants people to take it, and then there's going to be the crowd who sticks to their guns. It's like, I'm not taking it, and I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to listen to anybody who's telling me otherwise, because I am my own person. I know what I want. There's nobody on this earth who can tell me otherwise, right? I don't care what title you have. I don't care what control you have in your constitution and all your different articles and whatever power has been bestowed upon you by the lawmakers and by the citizens' willingness to give up that power. You still can't tell me what I can and can't do. I am a living human being standing on an earth that I have a right to stand on. I have a right to live within and live peacefully and live without any outside interference. I have that right because I was born here, okay? Everybody needs to start thinking like that. You were born here. Think about that. You had to come from somewhere. You had your lineage, your bloodline had to start somewhere. It started here. Okay, who told you when you were born here, when the first human? When I say you, I mean the first human. Which, if you're going from the biblical account, is Adam. Who told Adam? Because it got the Most High sure didn't tell Adam that. Okay, you're here. You have to follow the rules of men. Be this man or that man or the government. Whoever's in charge, you have to follow their rules because no matter how wicked they are, because that's just how it is. Obviously, that's the situation we find ourselves in, and that is our reality right now. And there's a reason for that. We can get into that in another video. But you were never meant to have to answer to man on this earth. Okay, you were never meant to have to give up your life just to live. And by that I mean working. Before it was slavery, now it's just working, because for many people in this economy, working is slavery. Let's just call it what it is. Okay, if you don't see that by now, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, because you still have a lot of people. I don't care how cushy. I have a very cushy job. All praise to the Most High blessing me with a job that pays. It pays greatly. I'm very happy with my income, and it allows me to take care of me and my mother, and also have a lot of fun, and also do what I need to do just to take care of things I need to take care of and help other people. The Most High has blessed me richly, and I'm thankful every day for the blessings He's rained upon me. So there are people in the world who don't necessarily feel maybe like they're enslaved, especially those in the higher tax brackets, millionaires and such, entertainers and businessmen and athletes and all that. Of course, they're not feeling it. But you still have a lot of people who are working paycheck to paycheck, minimum wage, working in warehouses, and it's not just about the money; it's about the conditions, right? The money is one thing. Minimum wage. A lot of places still like $7.25. A lot of places will still, they'll go above that. They'll go maybe up to like 10 or 11 for the absolute lowest that they'll offer. But even that is not. It's still not enough in most places to live comfortably. It's enough just to get, just to get by. It'll get you your rent. It'll get you your food. Anything more than that, honestly, is a blessing. Is a bonus. And it shouldn't be like that, especially when a lot of these people are working 12 hours a day just to be able to say they can eat. That's slavery. If you have nothing left at the end of your week, you've worked 12 hours for 5 days that week, and you have nothing left to show for it except you can eat, which is great. That's all we really need in this world. Actually, all we really need is the Most High. His love and grace. But in terms of our fleshly needs, water, food, air, hopefully a decent place to stay outside of the cold or heat, that's all you would need. And so if you have to work 12 hours each day just to get what you need to live, as someone on this who was born to live on this planet naturally, we were never meant to have to slave away just to exist. You were supposed to be able to wake up, think about what you wanted to eat, go pick that food up off the tree, off the vine, or whatever you have, or if you already have it stored away. You're supposed to just be able to go out and get your food. Water is supposed to be free. Y'all are not going to believe me, but electricity is supposed to be free. Energy is supposed to be free. This is an electromagnetic planet. There is natural energy embedded into the planet that has always been here. That's supposed to be free, and they make you pay for it. They make you pay for water that is in abundance on this earth. It's infinite. It's actually unlimited. Most people won't believe that either. Water is an unlimited resource, just like air. The Most High would not have put you here without the provisions to survive. Okay? Now, you got people like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and all these other super rich millionaires, Elon Musk, whoever. These people are trying to build spaceships and go to a moon that doesn't exist the way people think it does. That's what they tell you, but that's another another story for another day. But the main thing is the farmland and just land in general. How much of it they're buying up? They're buying up billions. They're buying up billions of dollars worth of land. They want to control crops. They want to control the distribution of crops. They want to control the water sources. They want you to have to go to them for everything, okay? Now, I need y'all to look into something called the World Economic Forum. They're currently working on a plan called the Global Reset. Like I said, this is stuff that they talk about in the open, okay? They simulate scenarios that will allow them to recover from basically an economy that can't be recovered. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna take the economy and they're going to give you this illusion that there's nothing that they can do unless you fall in line, you follow their rules, you do what they say, you do what you're told, and you get to eat, and you get to go. They'll give you an allowance, and they'll let you do this. And you notice the terminology I'm using. They'll let you do it. They'll allow you to do it, because you're not going to be able to do anything without their say-so. If they have their way, which they won't. They will not have their way. I can guarantee that. And when I say they, I just mean the powers that be. Everybody was like, who's they? Who's they? They're trying to ridicule people who just say they. Because I don't have time to sit here and name everybody and everything, every little piece of this puzzle that y'all don't seem to see the bigger picture of. Okay? Y'all should know by now, this world is run by money. Whoever has the most money runs the world. Okay? And so all you have to do is follow the money to know who they are. So I don't have to get into it. If you don't want to do the research, if you don't care, then move on. I don't care anymore. I'm done debating and arguing with people. Clearly, you can see I have this kind of annoyed demeanor about it, because I've tried in my private life to wake some people up. Not even just from the spiritual side of things, but just to get them to see, the inner workings of this society from just a practical standpoint, right? How you live within this society. Just asking someone who's working minimum wage, who can barely make ends meet, do you feel that's right? Some people actually enjoy their time here, which that's your prerogative. But I'm sitting here trying to tell you that it's not supposed to be that way. I'm sitting here trying to tell you that there is a better way. It's the Most High's way, which He will introduce in time. But some people still, you tell them you will never have to work again. You will have everything you need. You will, there will be no more violence. There will be nothing but love. You tell them these kinds of things. And they don't want to hear that. They like it here. I don't understand how you like it here, especially if you're black. I don't only like to use the term black. If you're Hebrew, if you're a child of Yasharel, Israel, the true Israel from the Bible, not that fake land over in Israel, over in the Middle East. If you're true melanated Israel, there's no way you should ever look at this place as some sort of paradise. Not in this current state. It's supposed to be paradise. This is a beautiful, beautiful place that we live in. All praises to the Most High for this beautiful creation. But right now, it's not paradise. It hasn't been for a very long time. So it's just, it's just a little upsetting and frustrating when you try to tell people this, and you try to tell them something that when it comes to fruition, it would benefit their lives immensely. But they still want to call you stupid or laugh in your face and laugh behind your back and, ridicule you and all that kind of stuff. So I just get a little annoyed by it. But hey, man, you do you. You continue to do you. Take your shots. Continue to, take your ass to work every day. I'm gonna do it too. I have to work too. But see, I'm not looking to store up riches in this kingdom that's not going to last forever. And that's one thing that I'm finding it hard to communicate with people. And people, there seems to be this divide. I'm someone who I really, I still deal with people who are not in the truth. That I do think we are supposed to try to reach our brothers and sisters. And I will continue to do so, but I'm just going to do it a little differently now. I'm going to try to reach them remotely through these videos. Not a great content creator. I've never really done it. I might be rambling. I ramble a lot. Let me just get that out the way. I pause a lot because I like to think before I say things. And also, you know, sometimes I just have trouble putting into words what I'm trying to say. And I'm not gonna be shy about that. Okay, I'm a writer. First of all, I'm not too proud to tell you that I have problems turning my words that I think into speech. I can turn them into words on paper, no problem. But sometimes I'll just have difficulty saying what it is. I mean, that's another purpose of this channel. It's just to get more comfortable speaking what's on my mind, because that's another area of my life that I'm trying to improve on. Been too much of a people pleaser in the past, trying not to cross anyone, trying not to upset anyone, trying not to, you know, set anyone off with what I'm saying or what I'm doing.